the most wonderful time of the year.
Christmas time?
No, it's free pattern time at Fabric Cafe. Hi, it's Fran Morgan.
And Charity with Fabric Cafe.
Today we are excited to share our next free pattern with you.
Triangles and squares.
Now we're going to share with you how to get this pattern, and it is available for a limited time. But before we get into all of that, let's check out the quilt. So here we have our triangles and square pattern, and I love this pattern. It's very simple to do. We have a nice size half square triangle that's going to go super fast. It is sashed here with a nice bright color with a little peekaboo here of our number 2 for the brightness. And you know, this is a really versatile pattern. It can go lots of different fabrics, lots of different styles, and it's going to look great in all of them. So let's check out some fabric. Now this fabric is very cool. It's a very nature inspired with all these leaves and different textures to it. It's very cool. And what I especially like about this fabric is actually it has a little gold metallic in there, which is pretty neat.
It does. Even
really
in the leaves patterns, you find it little hidden spots.
It's very cool. Now we're using this as our focus, and that goes in, of course, all of our triangles here, and then a little bit on the border. And usually our focus fabric is our fabric that we want to be the star. It's usually the larger print, usually the one that we really want to shine. And then we take that out of the equation and we look at the remaining 2 fabrics. Our number 2 fabric is the lightest of the 2, and our number 3 is the darkest. So we have chosen this nice yellow, this yellow gold as our number 2, and you can see it's the other half of our triangle square here as well as on the border. And what this does is it's bringing in the sunshine.
It really does. And there's so many tiny minute colors that you don't even realize that it picks up in here, like just a little bit of red. You have light. I mean, there's so much that really complement each other in these 2 fabrics.
I agree with you. That's a really good point. Love that. Now, we have our red here, and our red looks really great, obviously, with our focus and with our number 2. And our red is our border, and that's giving us our framework. And then, of course, on our binding. It almost looks like you're looking through a window.
Oh, that is a really great perspective.
It's
yes.
Very cool. So I really like the way this fell. Now, this is a great kit. And the information on this kit, it is called Fall Mystique. And the pattern is triangles and squares.
Let's check out this next kit we have for you. This is a really light summer breeze. This is what this feels like to me.
Oh, yes.
So we have this really beautiful blue floral with this tiny little tan and cream. It is just it's like a cool breeze.
Yes, I agree.
That's the best way I can describe this fabric.
And you know, it's interesting here because this time we've picked a lighter focus fabric, whereas on the first one we have a darker focus fabric.
Very much so.
The strategy and the whole fabric thing still applies.
We're picking our focus fabric here. This is our number 1. It's going to go in all of our lower triangles, and actually these can be rotated, so these triangles can be played with. But we also have it here on our border as a way of making it pop and come together. We also have our number 2. This one is such a beautiful play on this one. We have the same tan color and the same florals.
That little part, love it.
Yes, they really, really go well together.
And that goes in our secondary position on our half square
and our
triangles.
tiny little peekaboos, as Fran said, and and our other border, our fellow border.
Okay.
And then our final number 3. I don't know if you can see this, but it does have a very slight, darker, viney element.
Yeah.
Yes. And so it really
pretty.
Captures, again, the floral aspect as well as our speckles that we find in our number 1 fabric.
I love how it picks up the blue in those florals.
It really does.
Like we were saying, this pattern looks so good in so many different fabrics, and this is a great example of that. So we kind of had that really nature-inspired one. And now, even though this is nature-inspired, it's that summer breeze.
It
like
is.
Charity said.
We're still looking through that window. We're still seeing that beautiful nature.
If you would like to get this pattern and work with it, just visit our website, fabriccafe.com. Go to the free goodies tab. It's downloadable and it's free for you.
Let me get you the kit information so you can get this fabric for yourself. We're calling this the Floral Cascades. And again, the pattern is triangles and squares.
Okay, so we have our next fabric kit up here for triangles and squares, and it's very, very dramatic and yummy. I just love it.
It really is.
But, okay, before we get into the fabric, what I have are some pieces and parts so we can show you how easy this is to put together. So I'm going to bring those in here and step through how easy this is to do. So first, we have a half square triangle. Okay, easy peasy. Don't you love this fabric? This fabric is so fun.
It is so fun.
It is really, really pretty. Okay, so we're just doing simple half square triangles, and of course the instructions step through exactly how to do that whenever you download those. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we're putting our rows together. So what we've got here, I'm going to just scoot this over, is we have a half square triangle, then we have a little rectangle that we have cut, then another half square triangle, and a rectangle. Now, this is simple, right? And we're just repeating
It's going to go together so fast.
It's so fast. It's just so fast. So, and it's a really cool, really, really cool. And then we just keep going here.
Absolutely.
And, you know, as you said, you know, it would be kind of cool to even, you know, move these around a little bit,
absolutely.
get creative with it. You guys are so good at this. You get so creative with our patterns, and we love it when you do that. So it's fun. So this is row 1, and I'm just going to take these and lay them down right here where this goes. Just like our quilt here.
It together.
Yep. Now don't forget, we do keep our seam allowances on our blocks, so that's the reason why they look just a slightly different size. That is what's going on. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to put these back here, is we're going to make a row of sashing. Okay, so how we do that is we have a strip assembly here. And when we do a strip assemblies, you know that we are just cutting long strips with the fabric, with the measurements that are stated in the pattern. And then we're just going to come in here and slice off a piece of pie, which, you know, pieces of pie instead of pizza right now would be more...
I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah, you know, pie, a little pumpkin pie for the holiday there. Okay, so we're just going to slice this off. This is going to be one of our pieces for our sashing row. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we'll be done with that, and we're going to sew them end to end. I'm accidentally shifted there. End to end to end like that. And we're going to keep going with this end to end until we get, here, I have another one.
Oh, yay.
Then we'll put a plain rectangle on the end, and that's what's going to create that sashing row to divide these. So let's get our sashing strip on our quilt to see how that falls. And don't forget, we have our seam allowances on this, so that's the reason why they're a little bigger. Now when these are all sewn together end to end, they're going to fall perfectly and it's going to look amazing. Hey, this is simple. We have a half square triangle row, we have a sashing row, half square triangle row. It's very easy and fun to put together. It's going to go super fast, and really it's a pretty dynamic quilt with that nice number 3 right there. So I just love it. Now let's look at this fabric.
It is so beautiful.
I'm also a lover of batiks, and
well, I'm a lover of blue. And
good.
You bring batiks in blue and you get just a little happy rainbow.
And this is so pretty. This has a little bit of purple in it on this batik too. I really, really like that. This focus fabric is dramatic and gorgeous. And as you saw in the pieces and parts, it's going to be great. That is going to go everywhere this darker fabric is here, and then a little touch on the border. And then our number 2. This is like being in a forest and you've got or a jungle or a
it's like a rainforest.
It's so pretty.
Ocean aqua vibes.
We're just gonna cover everything
a vacation in your quilt.
Yes, I do. So this is the number 2 is great because it has some of those lighter blues. It brings in a little bit of that purple as well. That's gonna go everywhere the yellow is. And then our number 3 is the great navy. It's just going to pick up all the names. It's so
pretty.
yummy. And of course, that is going to be our sashing, a border, and our binding.
It's going to be so gorgeous.
This. It is really. Let's show them. Let's just show them on the screen. So
check this out. It's so beautiful.
It really is. And in the image that you can see how those blues play so well together. And once again, it's another little bit of a genre of fabric that goes beautifully in the triangles and squares pattern. So just just love this. All right, let's get you the kit information. This kit is called Elegant Auas. You nailed it.
Oh.
Elegant Auas. And of course, it's our now available free pattern, Triangles and Squares.
Our next kit is so beautiful. I really feel like we are on a floral nature vibe.
Oh, and it's blue, Charity.
Well, I mean, you had me at blue and you had me at summer.
And this is really sweet.
It's so pretty. It's like our little secret garden over here. We have blue flowers for our number one. Little tiny hits of green popping through these flowers. I don't know if you noticed that.
It is. I didn't notice that.
You have like a little hydrangea feel,
Oh, it's
daisies. Like you just, it's so much fun. This is our number one. It's going to be going right here, as we previously have shown. We have our number two. Again, a little bit of floral, but also we're bringing in our love of nature. We have little blue hearts. They go so well together. This blue really plays off here, and those tiny little pops of green really pull in this fabric for our number two.
Great.
And again, we're going to be putting it right here to complement our other triangle. We have it peeking boo through here, and we also have it on our second border.
Perfect.
Now, let's bring in our last complementary, bring it all together. Look at this blue together.
It is perfect.
I love the blue. Our number three blue is going to go bordering all of our half square triangles as well as our sash. This blue is really going to make these colors stand out and really pop. It is called our Summer Social. Look at this kit. It is so beautiful.
Time for a glass of iced tea. So this,
It's so true.
I mean, the image is great because you can see how these fabrics go together and how, once again, like we said, how versatile this pattern is in all of these different fabrics.
I think
It's
that's
really, really darling.
I think all these different genres of fabric really bring and highlight how great this pattern really is for any fabric you might need.
Yeah.
The kit, we're calling this Summer Social.
And Triangles and Squares. Right now, it's our free pattern on Fabric Cafe.
Get it while you can.
So our next selection of fabric, which I really love because it kind of speaks to me a little bit. I have a little bit of this. Okay, all fabric speaks to me. Who am I kidding?
How do you
all
narrow it
fabric
down?
speaks to me. I think that it's just kind of got that modern, edgy feel, maybe almost an industrial feel. So I think it would be really cool for a guy, but it would be really cool for a girl like me too.
Hey, that's the beauty of fabric. It can speak to anybody, and
Kind of looks like confetti on here, which I think is cool. So we're using the black as our focus, and it has the off-white, the gold, the green, the grays, the beiges, all in it, kind of sprinkled across the surface. And of course, it's going to go everywhere. This is right here where the darker fabric is. That's our focus. And this is a simpler focus than normal.
I think it's going to be super striking though when you get it on this quilt.
Really, I agree with you. So then, and we have a picture in just a minute. So hang on.
Hang on.
All right. So then we have our gray, which picks up the grays and our little sprinkles here. And that's going to be our number two, going everywhere the yellow is on this one, and the peekaboo. And then our green. Now this gives us our yowzer, okay? Our green is great because, of course, it contrasts beautifully with our number two gray, but it also picks up the green in our focus. And this is going to be our sashing here, as well as a little on the border and on the binding. And that's going to give us our fun pop there.
It's going to make everything stand out so well, these vibrant colors.
And I really love the green and the sashing on this. I really think it fell well.
I love how dark our statement fabric is, our number one, and the fun playfulness of our number two and our number three.
It's great. It's really perfect. So it really makes a striking quilt. So very happy about that. Well, let's get the kit information for everyone. This is called Energy in Motion.
I feel it.
Yeah. And once again, it is our current free pattern on Fabric Cafe, Triangles and Squares.
If you're looking for your next quilting project, this is a perfect place to start. Please head over to our website and get our free limited time Triangles and Squares.
It's perfect. And if you'd like a little assistance on making those half square triangles, be sure and check out the video that pops up. It's Fran Morgan
And Charity
with Fabric Cafe.